Hello and welcome to the Best Today podcast. Once again, I'm Shantae Grant, and today's episode is short because I want to give you something actionable to get to work on doing. So today I'm talking about 5 questions to ask yourself to promote a healthy internal dialogue. Why is this so important? I'm so glad you asked. What I have learned having the opportunity to work with women over the last almost 7 years as a business owner and a founder is that most of the time it's the conversation that you're having within yourself that is the root of a lot of the things that you don't want to happen in your life, the way you don't want to feel. And a lot of times I believe asking the right questions is a really important skill to have. Asking better questions, I do believe, lead to better results. I know there's the saying that there's no such thing as a bad question or a dumb question. I can't remember how the saying goes, but there is such thing as not as a great question. Like there's a better question to ask. And that's what I'm giving you today. 5 questions to ask yourself to promote a healthy internal dialogue. Internal dialogue, meaning like the conversation you're having with yourself in the throes of life when things are happening that feel like they are not working for you, when things don't go the way you want them to, when things feel challenging, when things feel hard, even when things feel fantastic and great. I want to give you these 5 questions to practice asking to yourself and watch how it changes your mood, how you feel, the situation, and how you maneuver through them. That is why this is so important, because how you speak to yourself matters, and the questions that we ask ourselves matter, because the question that you ask is going to engage the answer that you give. And so if we ask better, healthier questions, we're going to get better, healthier responses. Okay. So we'll go through them all together, one at a time, and then I'll repeat the 5 questions. You're going to write them down, and then you are going to start practicing asking these questions. And I also want to know if you think of some other questions along these lines that have helped you to create a better and more healthy internal dialogue with yourself. Please share those with me by texting us at 404-737-1002, or of course in our community, which is the best place to hang out. It's the only place you're going to catch me hanging out on the interwebs. And I really enjoy hanging out with everyone there. We have such a wonderful community in the Best Today community. There's our weekly calls, our co-working calls, our monthly calls, our private workshops that I teach inside, and really just being there one for the other. So if you're not in the Best Today community, come join this fantastic group of women from all across the globe, all different ages and stages of life, who consistently want to live lives of intention and show up for that purpose. Okay. So 5 questions to ask yourself to promote a healthier internal dialogue, not in any particular order. Number 1, what can I learn from this? What can I learn from this? Something happens, didn't go the way you want it to go. Something happens and you made a mistake. Like you made a choice that in hindsight was not the best choice for your life because it didn't get you the result you wanted, or something happened that was adverse to you or someone else. Before we beat ourselves up, why did I do this? How did I let this happen to myself? Here I am again. And go down that path. Let's change the dialogue. Here is the question to ask yourself. What can I learn from this? That is a constructive, helpful question because there is a lesson to be learned that you can now take as you progress in life. And maybe that lesson that you learned this one way is going to prevent you from having to relearn it in a harder, more permanent way in the future. So let's spin that thing and put it on its positive head and ask, what can I learn from this? It's a fantastic question to ask yourself. What can I learn from this? That's number 1. Number 2, what can I do differently next time? Same situation, or maybe something happens and you don't like the way a relationship ended, a business relationship ended, anything. And you, instead of saying again, I keep just making this same, oh my goodness, mistake, and here I am again, I blah, blah, blah. What can I do differently next time, right? And it helps to have figured out what you can learn from this, right? What can I do differently next time? If this happens again, what is something that I did last time that I might want to do differently that might yield a better or a different result that is more favorable to me and my life and the situation or to others, right? What can I do differently next time? That's number 2. Number 3, this is one of my favorites. I ask myself this on a weekly basis, sometimes daily. What do I need in this moment? That is a great question. Rather than feeling frustrated and pouring gasoline on it and saying, oh, I'm just so frustrated. Oh, I'm so overwhelmed. The O word. Oh, I'm just awful at this. Oh, I'm just so busy. Oh, I'm just so tired. Rather than focusing on the thing that we don't want to be, how about we bring the focus to us, our humanity, our being? What do I need in this moment? What do I need in this moment? I find myself asking that sometimes multiple times a day when I just feel like I'm on the cusp of screaming or something, or just not liking the way that I feel. What do I need in this moment? And that requires a level of self-awareness and self-love, 2 things I talk about all the time. I'll link to a podcast episode that talks about both of those as well. You can find that those are 2 topics that are on our show notes. If you just go to besttodaypodcast.com or besttodayguide.com, click on the podcast button, you'll see the topics on the side. Click self-awareness or self-love. You'll find episodes that talk about these 2 topics. They're so important. At Best Today, we exist to help women just like you be your best one today at a time. So each week on the podcast, we are going to highlight your stories and your voices. So let's see what's in the inbox today. This week, we have a 5-star review coming in from Hattie, who says, life-changing. The Best Today Guide has completely changed my life. My recovering perfectionist ways have been combated with clear intention setting and routines. I love to use the Best Today Guide in conjunction with the Plans Be Done pad. I can take actions I've defined for my plan and schedule them into my days easily. I love that this shows, once again, how harmoniously our products work together. The Best Today Guide, along with the Plans Be Done planning pad, allow you to incorporate those big picture visions, big picture plans into your everyday. So thank you so much, Hattie, for sharing how you use the Best Today Guide and Plans Be Done in conjunction with one another. If you'd like to learn more about the Best Today Guide or the Plans Be Done planning pad, both will be linked in today's show notes at besttodayguide.com/57. And if you're listening and you're not sure where to start, I've got you. Go to besttodayguide.com/quiz, answer a few short questions, and we will tell you exactly what product is best for you to get started with next or first. So go to besttodayguide.com/quiz, and the link to everything that we've discussed today will be at besttodayguide.com/57. Thank you again, Hattie, for another fantastic 5-star review in our arsenal here at Best Today. We love to hear it. We love to see it. And more importantly, we love watching you all go out there and win at life and use our resources as a tool to help you do that. So again, you can find everything that we've discussed here online at Best Today Guide for besttodayguide.com/57. Thanks again, Hattie. But it takes the angst out of a situation, or it takes the potential negative emotions out of a situation. We're not avoiding feeling how we feel, to be clear. We're not avoiding understanding how to regulate how we feel. But this is helping us to do just that. What do I need in this moment? That's question number 3. Question number 4. What is one step that I can take? I love this question so much because so many times we get caught up on the whole forest that we don't just see the trail right in front of us. We get so focused on step 100 when we're on step 4. And it's like, you need to be thinking about 4 and 5, maybe just 4, right? Or maybe just 5 because you're stepping away from 4. Thinking about 17, 20, 82, 97 makes no sense right now. And it definitely doesn't make sense to spend more time thinking about that than the one you're on right now. So just what is one step that I can take rather than trying to say, I want to, get healthy, eat healthy, travel the world. I have all these things I want. What's one step that I can take right now? What's one thing you can do right now? Maybe one thing you can do right now is I can preview my day before the next day. Sometimes that's what it is for me. I start thinking about, oh my gosh, there's so much is pouring into tomorrow. And I will just take one step and saying, let me go on and just preview tomorrow. Because if I see it written out and see what the reality is, I feel better. Maybe one step is, what's one step you can take right now? One step I can take is I can go for a walk. Okay, I know I want to start running, but one step I can take is to go for a walk. One step I can take is to download an app that's going to help train me. One step I can take is insert the one step. What is one step that I can take? Whenever you start to feel the O word, overwhelm, that's a really great question. So is the what do I need in this moment? But what is one step I can take? It just brings it back to the now. And I talk about that even in the episode where I talk about this in multiple episodes where I'm talking about, focusing so much on the big picture goal or focusing on the year, not doing that, instead focusing on the day, the today. Like, what is one step that I can take? That is question number 4. I want you to use that when you feel like there's so many different things you need to do, or there's so many things you have going on. What's one step, one thing you can do, one step I can take? Number 5, what can I do with what I have? Rather than the internal dialogue becoming, I don't have this, I need this, I don't. It's another one that I think is so helpful to visit often, maybe daily. What can I do with what I have? And again, that also brings us back into the reality of like what I have, as opposed to thinking about things that are outside of our control. Because what you do with what you have is what's going to create what you need next. Ooh, that was good. That's not in my notes, y'all. I'm gonna have to say that again, but I don't know what I said because it's not in my notes. But I say this at the end of every podcast episode. You already have everything you need to have everything you want. It's like that seed. It's not a tree when you plant it. It's not a flower when you plant it, but everything you need for it is the potential is in there, but it needs the right environment. It needs the right caring. It has to be watered. And, I'm not a gardener, so I could be off on some of this, but I do know that's true. It needs the right environment, it needs the right season. And so what can you do with what you have? Because if we focus on that as opposed to what we don't, it's creating a healthier, a better internal dialogue. And what I love about these questions is you're going to find other ways to flip questions and flip things that you're asking yourself to start changing it into healthy things just by starting with these 5. So let's go over the 5 again, write them down, and then practice them. Number 1, what can I learn from this? Number 2, what can I do differently next time? Number 3, what do I need in this moment? Number 4, what is one step that I can take? Number 5, what can I do with what I have? I hope that has been so helpful for you. Save this episode. You can go in if you're listening in iTunes and save an episode. It makes it very easy to come back and listen to it again. I want you to make it a practice to start asking these better, healthier questions. Okay. Thank you so much for being present with me for this week's episode of the Best Today podcast. Until next time, remember that you are capable and you are worthy of being your best one today at a time. And you have everything you need to have everything you want. So go on and shout it out as you continue to live it out. This is what my best today looks like. I'll talk to you again real soon. Bye for now. If you enjoyed this week's episode of the Best Today podcast, you are going to love the Best Today Guide. Our Better Than a Planner guide teaches you how to get clear on what you want, identify your self-destructive habits and behaviors, and intentionally create space to prioritize yourself every single day. Don't go the journey to being your best one today at a time without the Best Today Guide. See inside its pages and order yours today at besttodayguide.com. Even better, when you order the Best Today Guide, we gift you with your first month free inside of the Best Today membership. So what are you waiting for? We're giving you everything you need to trade busy for intention. Go to besttodayguide.com and order yours today and join thousands of women across the globe proclaiming each day, this is what my best today looks like.